What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back with the offseason rebuilds as we finally had a team get eliminated from round 2, and that first team being the Phoenix Suns. They've been embarrassed back-to-back years in an elimination game. Now this year they do have a little bit of an excuse though, because their depth just isn't that great. They're going to get a full offseason to rebuild around Durant and Booker, so let's go ahead and do that today with this Phoenix Suns offseason rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, subscribe if you're new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Trying to hit this sub goal at 50K before this year is over. The Phoenix Suns, though, definitely have an interesting offseason ahead of them. Of course, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are two guys that are going to be completely safe. These two aren't going anywhere. You have to wonder if the Suns will attempt to trade Chris Paul, and I can almost guarantee that DeAndre Ayton is off this team this offseason. There is just so much obvious things you see with this team and Aiden that the chemistry just isn't all there. He's pouting on the sideline. He's leaving huddles. I think it's pretty clear and evident that the Suns will try to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. I don't know what they'll get for him, but let's go ahead and summate the rest of these playoffs, which is why I think it'll be an interesting offseason for the Suns, because they could try to trade two of their core four pieces with Aiden and Chris Paul. And I just don't know how successful they'll be at trading either of them. I mean, obviously, DeAndre is going to be a little bit easier to move because he's 24. I am going to go ahead and override Chris Paul retiring because we're going to need that contract. Whether I'm keeping him or trading him, we're going to need him regardless. So let's go straight to the draft lottery, because the lottery is going to determine a lot of things, not for us, but for what teams we can trade with. So we got the Hornets getting 1. Okay, so the Hornets could have been interesting too for DeAndre Ayton. The Blazers getting 2, Pistons 3, Magic 4, Spurs 5. So for me, in my opinion, I think what the Suns should be looking for when it comes to DeAndre Ayton trade, not necessarily getting like the most value in the world, because I mean, I think other teams can see that DeAndre Ayton kind of acts like a young, he's just immature, it seems like. I'm not saying that I know that for a fact, because it's not like I know the guy, but just some of the things we see are immature like. So I wonder if other teams are kind of looking at it being like, why would we want to pay him as much as he's being paid for him to act like that? But then there's some other teams that'll probably be like, well, if we get him here in a different situation, maybe he'll, act a little bit better around here. So I think Phoenix should try to look into getting depth for DeAndre Ayton. I don't know, like getting a center and maybe a couple of rotational pieces on top of that. Maybe not looking for draft picks necessarily, which is obviously not what they're going to do, but just trying to get a good return for DeAndre Ayton that can maximize Kevin Durant and Devin Booker's value immediately is obviously what they'll be looking for. So now that we got this filled out, it's time to go look for a DeAndre Ayton trade. The obvious one is to trade with Indiana. I'm going to try to do something different than that. That way we don't just keep repeating the same thing. But if I can't find anything, then I'll probably just go talk to Indiana about Ayton, since they did offer him that offer sheet to begin with. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. The NBA playoffs are officially upon us, and there's no better way to get more out of the NBA playoffs that you're watching with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to bet overs or unders on the players you love watching. Let me show you the website. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop. Currently, we're on the desktop version, and you're going to be opened up with this. Basically, you have every sport you can imagine. You got tennis, soccer, PGA, CSGO if you're into stuff like that, MMA, but we're here for the NBA. The play-in tournament is officially starting, and I'm looking at some of these props right here, and I'm feeling juicy. So all you basically do, you can choose between 2 to 6 players. This is my favorite way of getting more out of the game I'm watching. I'm already going to watch the game, so might as well have some fun with it. So let's say I wanted to go Clint Capella over points, and let's say I want to go like maybe over Tyler Hero's prop as well. You just go more and more. 2 players is 3 times your money, and you can go all the way up to 25 times with 6 players. If you're still unsure about it, here are some examples of winnings I've had in the past, and you can go ahead and sign up with my link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They're matching your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 for first-time users. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. So I have been looking for a DeAndre Ayton trade, and I've narrowed it down to 2 teams. Obviously, you guys probably know one of them. It's going to be Indiana, who originally signed him to that offer sheet. But the other team I'm talking about is Atlanta. Atlanta could be looking to shake things up a little bit. They have quite a bit of depth that could make a ton of sense on our team. So that's why I'm kind of feeling the idea of trading with them. It'd be around the idea of us getting Capella in return. And then I'm going to try to also get Sadiq Bey. And I'm also going to try to get Bogdan Bogdanovic. I feel like we can get these 3 in return for depth for DeAndre Ayton would be like really sweet. Like, I'm not trying to get picks from them. I'll offer Cameron Payne as well. They don't agree to it right away, which is fair. I'll give you a couple seconds to sweeten the deal. They want Ish Wainwright, and they're going to give me Bruno Fernando. So just like that, we're trading DeAndre Ayton for Capella, Sadiq Bey, Bogdan, and Bruno Fernando. We're not getting any first-round picks. We're even trading 2 seconds, but we're getting depth on this team, which is what this team needs. So I honestly think This is a home run trade for us. I'm making this trade 9 times out of 10, not even thinking about it. Just like that, I feel so good about the return we just got for DeAndre Ayton. Now, am I going to trade Chris Paul? I'm going to try to. I just don't know if there's anything that would make sense. I don't know if there's a team lining up to trade for Chris Paul, but I feel really good about that first trade we just did. Bogdan, Saddiq Bey, and Capella literally going to join the rotation immediately and are going to be exactly what this team needed. When it comes to a Chris Paul trade, I just don't know if there's really anything that makes sense. So I'm just going to keep him on the team. It'd probably be more ideal to move him, but honestly, like I just said, it's going to be really hard to find a team that would really want him. The only team I could really think of that would potentially want him would be like Minnesota if they were desperate enough for a point guard upgrade. At the same time, though, I just don't know what I would get in return from them because they don't have Conley's contract anymore, and who would be our point guard after that. So it's just really tough to really paint out an idea. I guess you could talk to like the Knicks. I know they tried to get him in quickly in the past to get as like a starting point guard next to Devin Booker, but I just don't think anything along the lines of that makes sense. If something does pop up where we can trade Chris Paul, of course I'm going to do so. Maybe the trade deadline things change. But if you look at a free agency, if we look at our team right now, Chris Paul is the point guard. We have Devin Booker, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet is still here as well. We have no small forward at the moment. We have Kevin Durant, Saddiq Bey, we have Capella, and Bruno Fernando. So I'm going to go ahead and move Saddiq Bey or Kevin Durant to the 3, either one. I'm going to move Kevin Durant to the 3, I guess. Saddiq Bey will be the 4. Whatever works. I mean, as long as, we could even do Bey at the 3 if he goes down. So I'll leave him at the 4. So Saddiq Bey, Kevin Durant will be our starting forwards. I do want to bring back Josh Okogie. He kind of had a resurgence here in his career on this team. So if we could bring him back, that'd be great. TJ Warren, I don't feel like played for Phoenix that much, so I don't think I'll be bringing him back. But I'm going to bring back Josh Okogie. I think he makes a ton of sense. I'm also going to try to bring back Jock Landale. And then I think that's going to be it. So let's go ahead and sign Josh Okogie. I'm not going to bring back TJ Warren, like I mentioned, if I could speak. So we'll sign Okogie back, and then we'll sign Jock Landale for more depth. And that should be taken care of. So give him like a 3-year deal. And then we should have money to sign like one more player, I believe. So let's see. We have like Seth Curry, who could make a ton of sense. He is going to go down in overall, though, which is why I'm hesitant to sign him. So Beverly, I guess, could be interesting. Javon Carter. Chris Dunn. I'm going to go for Javon Carter to be my backup point guard. We're going to need an actual point guard replacement eventually. So at the trade deadline, don't be surprised if I stop to potentially trade away Chris Paul. I'm going to roll with him for now, but there is definitely an idea where trading Chris Paul could make a ton of sense. So going into next season, rotation of Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Saddiq Bey, Clint Capella, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Josh Okogie, Darius Bazley, and Jock Landale. So Bazley came back. He's up to 78 overall, so that's not too bad. And then Bruno Fernando, Javon Carter also here, and then Landry Shamet. So we have some more contracts that we can maybe move at the deadline for somebody else. Again, I'm going to look at the idea of potentially trading away Chris Paul. Our proficiency is listed at a 4.5 at the moment, so that has to look really good for us going forward. Really love what we were able to put together. We also have to wonder if the Suns might fire Monty Williams just based off what they've done in the playoffs the last 2 years. And then one thing I want to do, I want to redeem myself from yesterday. If you watched yesterday's video, you guys know I messed up the player mentorship thing. I did it completely backwards. So I believe I was supposed to put the young player first. So let me do this. What I want to do is I want to put Saddiq Bey in here and have him mentored by Kevin Durant. I guess that makes sense. So can I find Saddiq Bey? Is Saddiq Bey even there? He is. Boom, Saddiq Bey. Okay. And then we can go to, okay, so this makes a lot more sense. There's a lot more badges I can click. All right. So what do I want for Saddiq Bey? It doesn't really matter as long as we just get him, I guess, fearless finisher. Let's go drop stepper, I guess, could be fun. And then there's just so many options. Catch and shoot, I think, is going to be something we definitely need. So I'm going to deal with that. Kevin Durant will mentor Saddiq Bey. Finally did this correctly. I don't think there's anybody else I'd need to be mentoring. I guess I could go, I don't know, maybe Chris Paul could mentor. I don't know. There's really no one here. So I'm just going to leave it with Saddiq Bey being mentored by Kevin Durant. I'll see you guys at the deadline. Hey, I did it right today. All right. So I know a lot of people were like, dude, you did it backwards yesterday. And yeah, I'm stupid. Regardless, I'll see you guys at the deadline or at the end of the season, but I'm most likely going to be stopping at the deadline. So I have stopped at the trade deadline, and this is going to feel so dirty to do, but I know Chris Paul is going to retire on us, and it's going to leave us with literally no path to a starting point guard. I don't think we'll have any chance at getting a point guard if we don't do this now, which is why I'm doing it now. Chris Paul is playing great, 15 and 12. What more could you want? But he's going to retire. So I don't know. This is why I'm doing this. So we're going to be getting Terry Rozier, who would at least be our point guard for the next 2 or 3 seasons. I feel bad for doing this, like I said, but I think this is going to be our best path at having a starting point guard after Chris Paul retires on us. So I'm trying to get also Nick Richards as a backup center. It's Chris Paul and Baisley for Rozier and Richards. This would allow Charlotte to get off of Rozier's contract early. Chris Paul will be expiring. Let's see what they say, and they do agree to that. So just like that, Rozier is our new point guard. I felt really bad because we might win a ring this year, and it would have been really nice to give, get Chris Paul a ring, but I got to think about the future because we don't win it this year, then we're literally going to be in a bad position where we will not have a point guard. So Rozier is a new point guard here in Phoenix. He's going to be a lot younger as well. I know Chris Paul probably fit a lot better, but I'm just thinking about the future. So Rozier, Booker, Durant, Bey, Capella, Bogdan, Okogie, Nick Richards now is here, and then Jock Landale, which I'm going to give this last spot to Javon Carter to be our backup point guard. So I'm going to do something like that. We're going to run the rest of the season like, didn't Carter play in Phoenix start his career? And he started in Memphis, then played in Phoenix. So he's back, which is awesome. But now he's going to get minutes here, and we're going to keep simulating. So Rozier is a new point guard here in Phoenix. Did our proficiency go down? It did not. It actually stayed a 4.5. So we're still in a good spot. Let's keep simulating. Right now, we're the first seed in the West. Hopefully that continues even after the Chris Paul trade we just made. Garland wins MVP. Brandon Miller's your rookie of the year in Charlotte. Jordan Poole's 6-man Giannis offensive player. Garland also wins most improved. And Bickerstaff, of course, and the Cavs are just super dominant like usual. No KD on, he makes an All-NBA third team. Did Devin Booker make an all? No, he did not. Devin Booker is not on an All-NBA first team, which is definitely unfortunate. I keep thinking about what I just did to Chris Paul, and honestly, man, that's nasty work. I don't know why I just did that to that guy. But player stats-wise, 31 from Devin Booker, 25 from Kevin Durant, 16 from Rozier, 14 from Sadiq Bey, and then 12 from Bogdan Bogdanovic, 8 and 11 from Capella, 5 from Okogie, and then you had like 4 from Landale, 9 and 7 from Richards with 1.5 blocks. I think he was an excellent acquisition in that trade as well. That was also another sweetener to the deal. So let's see who we get in round 1. It is going to be New Orleans. So obviously, I would love nothing more to win a championship this year and get it out of the way, but you never really know. New Orleans is a team that Phoenix is very familiar with. These two played a couple years ago in the first round as a first and an 8th seed, if I'm not mistaken. So somebody current round against them, and hopefully don't get 8th seeded, and we do beat them in 7. So that was actually really tough. But now we get the Los Angeles Clippers, who the Suns beat in round 1 this year. Of course, there was no PG or Kawhi. They were unhealthy, and they brought back John Wall, which is kind of interesting. And here's the rest of the rotation. So here we go. Game 1, 1-0 leads. That's a great start. 35 and 6 from Rozier. Exactly what we needed. Another guy who could score the basketball. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 3-0. And it looks like we're going to make quick work of the Clippers, I think. And we beat them in 5. So we have punched our ticket to the Western Conference Finals. And now we get the Lakers. So we obviously have D'Lo. They brought in Ingles. They have LeBron, Vanderbilt, AD, David Nwaba, Moutier. Yeah, their bench is actually nasty. I'm not going to lie. That is not nasty in a good way. Like, it's actually terrible. So AD, LeBron, and Russell and Vanderbilt's obviously top heavy, but the bench after that is so bad it's not even funny. So hopefully we beat them. 1-0 lead, beat them by 15. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1 for us. Game 4, 2-2. Game 5, big one, and we win it. Can we win Game 6? Yes, we can. Devin Booker is your Finals MVP, and we have punched our ticket to the NBA Finals to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Rozier, Booker, Durant, Bey, Capella versus Garland, Mitchell, Okoro, Mobley, Allen. Here we go. Here's a chance to win a championship with Kevin Durant and Booker. We are up 1-0 to start things off. 35 and 10 from Garland. 28-27. Game 2, they even it up. In Game 3, they're up 2-1. Are we going to lose to Cleveland like this? Wow, Cleveland is just tough, man. It is what it is. So we ended up losing to the Cavaliers in 5 games. Come up just short of our goal, but we were super close. We got to the finals, but we got more work to do. So I'm going to see. Did Chris Paul retire? If he didn't, I'm going to feel really bad. Looks like he's not going to retire, so I guess I could have kept him, which kind of sucks, but I couldn't have took that risk, man. If he was going to retire, we would have had no path to a better point guard. I'm pretty sure Charlotte can just decline his option, so yeah, I mean, they could just get rid of him if they want. But yeah, definitely tough. I would have loved to have kept him, but whatever. We got to the finals without him, so whatever. Draft lottery time. Don't think we're going to have a pick here at all in this draft, so I'm not even going to worry about it. Pretty sure it's going to be going. I guess we have the 26th pick in this draft, which means we can trade that pick on draft night. So we're going to have the 26th overall pick. Going to keep this the same. We're going to go ahead and use our big man coach. We're going to fill that out real quick. And I will be making a trade on draft night with that draft pick because, of course, we're still in contender mode. So I am trading pick 26 along with Landale and Carter in order to get Jalen Noel from the New York Knicks as a better backup point guard. He's only making $7 million, but he's going to be backing up Rozier, and he's going to fit perfectly for what we need. So that's going to be an upgrade at our backup point guard spot. I understand I maybe gave up a little too much value there, but at the same magnitude, I mean, we kind of need to make win now moves. So Noel welcome in. Bay is going to have to be somebody we resign, and then free agency. I don't know if we have anybody else important. Bay and Bogdan. So I want both of them back. I'm going to get Bogdan back, and then Bay is asking for an absolute bag. What did he average last year? 14 points, shot 40% from 3. So I guess I'm going to pay him the money he's asking for. It's not going to feel great to pay him that much, but I mean, I can wait till day 12, I guess, to lessen the deal maybe a little bit. But everything else is probably going to have to come through trades. I believe we have... All right, so our point guard rotation is set. Our shooting guard rotation is set. Landry Shamet is someone I'm going to actually try to trade. Kogi is fine. The backup 4 spot could be better, so that's maybe what we should be looking at. So let's just try to get Sadiq Bey on a day 12 offer. That's going to be a little bit less value than what he's asking for. And we'll probably trade like Landry Shamet and some other filler for maybe something else. So Sadiq Bey, 24 million. I'm going to give him a bag. It's not going to feel great. Let's say we can lessen it to 20. Let's say, can we go down to like 20.5? And he might accept that. So I think that's going to be a little bit more fair. So we get Sadiq Bey on the last deal to, you know, or last day, I should say, to lessen the value of that deal. And then I want to make one more trade to bring this whole thing home. So Bogdan, Jalen Noel are nice backup guards. Shamet is just depth at Kogi. And I want to bring in like a really good backup 4 if possible. Exactly the kind of power forward I'm looking for. I'm going to get Fernando, Landry Shamet, Eric Gaines over to the Nets for Dorian Finney-Smith. We'll do that trade. And just like that, we have Finney-Smith now here as our backup 4. So that is just more depth that we have. So we're going to be running back, of course, another season. I think this is the year we just threw it all together and we're about to go win a championship. So let's go see what it's about to look like. Power ranking is going to let us at 7. We're going to run a 9-man rotation still. And then our proficiency, does it go up to like a 5-star? It's still 4.5, but that's still pretty solid. And then is the mentorship program like still stay there, or is it gone now? So yeah, it looks like it's gone now. So I guess I'll go right back to Sadiq Bey again. I don't know if this worked at all, but we're going to try it again. So I'm going to go with catch and shoot once again. Comeback kid, green machine, Deadeye, and then like green machine would be awesome as well. I'm going to set that mentorship, and that should be... Is there anybody else that makes sense? Maybe like Jalen Noel, mentored by, I don't know, Rozier, I guess, or Booker, whichever. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, I guess. Let's do catch and shoot, Claymore, clutch shooter, something like that. And then is there anybody else that makes sense? Chris Murray is not going to play rotational minutes, so that's not really going to matter. I think that's going to be it. I'm going to roll with that. And then proficiency, we already looked at that, so no need to look at that. One last look at this rotation. Now I'm pretty set in stone. Rozier, Booker, Durant, Bey, Capella, Okogie, Richards, Bogdan, and Jalen Noel. I'm feeling really good about the rotation. We can even have Finney-Smith play minutes if we needed him to, but I'm just going to run a 9-man. So I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. At the end of season number 2, we get that first seed in the West once again. Let's go take a look at the player stats for this year. Devin Booker led the way this time with 30 points per game. I think he did last year as well, if I'm not mistaken. 20 from Kevin Durant. Sadiq Bey is up to a 16 point per game mark, and he's an 84 overall. 44% from 3, so showing he was worth the contract we gave him. Rozier with 15, Bogdan with 9, and then Jalen Noel with 8, and then 7 from Nick Richards. Did Jalen Noel shoot better than he did with 35%? Is a little bit more respectable than what it was for him, and then 7 and 11, and then almost 2 blocks, and then Nick Richards doing kind of the same thing. So here we go. Are we going to bring home a championship this year? The Jazz have Kyrie Irving and Sexton in their backcourt. Gregory Jackson, Kessler, Abaji, Joe Val, and Jordan Clarkson. Let's just click some way current round against Utah. They do get 1 game on us, but we do beat them in 5. And now we get the Memphis Grizzlies. So we got John Morant, Bane, Brooks is still in Memphis, which as we know won't be the case in real life. But Jaren Jackson, Adams, Tyus Jones, pretty much the same team. I don't think this team has changed a bit. I guess they've added Alex Sarr, but everything else is literally the same. So somebody current round against Memphis. They're going to win. Ooh, okay. But we beat them in 6. That was close, but we do beat them. And now we get the Timberwolves, who have DJ Wagner. So they lucked out and got themselves a franchise point guard for the future, which is honestly good for them because that's exactly what they could use right now. Kevon Looney, Diallo, Edmund Summer, Naz Reid, Gobert, Cat. So it's kind of the same thing other than they've added DJ Wagner. So this could be a tough matchup. Let's go game by game on this one. Game 1, we're up 1-0 though. 131 win 18. Edwards 32. Durant with 34. Game 2, they even it up. Beat us by 20. Edwards 40 in that one. Game 3. Not looking good for us. We do even it up. Can we win game 5? Yes, we can. Can we beat them in 6? No, we cannot. We're going to game 7. Game 7 in Phoenix to go to the NBA Finals for a second year in a row to play the Cavaliers, who we played last year. So we have the lead for now, but that doesn't mean anything. You guys know how it goes, and the Timberwolves take it right back. Back and forth game so far, so literally is going to have me on the edge of my seat. So let's slow this one down. This might be a scenario where we're jumping in. If the game is super close down the stretch, might have to jump in for this one. It's looking good so far. If we can just keep this lead, we're starting to take it away. No need to jump in. We run away with it, thankfully, man. That actually had me sweating for a second. So we do beat them. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, 43 and 43. That vintage LeBron, Kyrie game that we needed, I guess. And then Rozier, 17, Bay with 16. Overall, very solid. But now we run into the Cavs. So the Cavs, they have Mitchell, Garland, Okoro. They've added Malik Monk, who obviously, as we know, is a really good bench scorer. He's only shooting 28% from 3 in the playoffs, though. Isaac, Zach Collins, Dario Saric. So once again, a very good Cleveland team. We'll see how things go. Game 1, they're up 1-0. They beat us by 25. Game 2, we do even it up, though. 142 to 119. 49 from Devin Booker. Game 3, we're up 2-1, 125 to 108. Game 4, they even it up. Game 5, big one. And of course, they're going to win it. And they're going to push us out in 6 again, aren't they? Come on, man. We got to win. Do we go 8-man rotation here to try to make sure that we're not going home? I would love to force a game 7 and not go home. Let's take it back to Cleveland. Let's do it. Come on. All right, here we go. Here goes nothing. Game 6 in Phoenix. Cavs took the lead for a second. We've had it most of the game, but now they're starting to run away with it unless we get it back, and it's not looking good. 109 to 100, and it's safe to say we have come up short to the Cavs once again, unless we lose by 1. Wow. Cavs are our kryptonite. Do I run it back one more year? Let's see. We got pretty much everyone locked up other than Rozier, who has a player option, I'm pretty sure. He has a team option, so I guess we can accept it. Everyone else, Nick Richards have to be re-signed. Joe Noel to be re-signed. Finney Smith has a player option. I'll run it back one more year, and after that, we'll end it on that note. First seed in the West once again. This is our final year. So if we don't get it done this year, then we are not winning a championship for this Phoenix Suns team. The roster is really the same. The only thing that changed is we didn't bring back Jalen Noel, but that had Dorian Finney-Smith step up in the rotation. So I guess that made a little bit more sense anyway. So we shall simulate these playoffs and see how it goes. We get Utah in round 1. So I have Kevin Durant, or not Kevin Durant. They still have Kyrie, I should say. Sexton. Kessler, I don't think they have Markin anymore. I don't remember if they even had him last year, to be honest. But somebody current round against Utah, and we are going to beat them in 6. So they almost gave us a little bit of a scare there. But now we get Portland, who has Victor Wembanyama, Jeremy Grant, Shaedon Sharp, Simons, and Damian Lillard. So yeah, a little intimidating. They have Pokusevski, Nurkic, Tillman, and then they got Jalen Noel and Nasir Little. This could actually be a series where we lose. I would not be surprised. Somebody current round, and we blow 30-0 lead. W. All right, we got the Blazers with Vic making it to the finals, and you got the Cavs winning the championship. Well, that is how the video ends. Of course, I blow a 3-0 lead to end the video. That is just a fantastic ending. Couldn't have scripted it any better. Thank you, 2K. Well, boys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a fantastic weekend. I will be back Monday with some more offseason rebuilds because we'll get some teams eliminated over the weekend. Some teams may be eliminated tonight. But I'll see you guys on Monday. So thank you guys for watching. As always, see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. I actually may have just lied to you. I might be uploading one video over the weekend, whether it's on Saturday or Sunday, because I want to try to get these elimination rebuilds out of the way before the draft lottery hits on Tuesday. Because once Wednesday is here, I want to be able to do draft lottery rebuilds of the official draft order and the lottery. So obviously we can upload an off-season rebuild on Monday and Tuesday, but that leaves us one more video to do on the elimination rebuilds of the 3 teams left that can get eliminated. So I might see you on Saturday or Sunday with another video as a little bonus. So just wanted to put that out there. This is me finally saying, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.